This is SBR Valentino, also known as Mr. Krabby. He's 17-ish years old and stands about 16 hands tall. This is the horse that I went and picked up at the sale as no one was stepping up to give him a home. We did purchase him, Saddlebird Rescue did, with our funds. He got the name of Mr. Krabby because when I went to pick him up, he was thoroughly stressed from being at the sale and was very difficult to deal with and very defensive. The next day, when we brought him home and brought him into a different situation, he was much happier and was not as testy to deal with. He's not 100% where hundreds of people can come in his stall and pet him, but he is easy where you can go in and take him out and groom him, and he can have 2 or 3 kids around him. He's fine. We have taken this horse to a show, and he was very good. He looked a little bit, but went forward through it. Our rider was 13 years old and used to ride with us and then took a couple years off. And because she hadn't ridden in a while and had very limited shows too, to be exact, prior to when we put her in the show ring this year, we decided we'd put her back in walk and trot to get her sea legs back, as she had not really shown in a walk and trot in a full division for the year. She did very well. We showed him inside and he was really good. We showed him outside and she ended up, after the first class, he got afraid of something at the end. You're going to see that he spooks a little here, and Erin taps him and guides him around, and he's fine. This is what my rider had to do. When she showed indoors, he didn't do any of this, and she won her classes. He was very attractive. The judge really liked him. When he showed outside, she had to do a little more riding, which was harder for her to equitate on, and she scored down a little bit. So he's a horse, if you want to show outdoors, you'd probably have to get him and work him outside and take him to those shows a little bit. Inside, he was very comfortable. He does wear his head like this with very little effort, and my rider had no problem keeping him up in the bridle like this. He's not dangerous or silly. He will look at things, and if you just tap him forward, everything is good. I've had about 5 or 6, maybe 7 different riders on him, and they all have liked him and have had basically no problems. They must ride like they're in control, and they sometimes have to tap him through things, but he's been very good. So he's been a wonderful teaching horse for me. He is not a beginner horse and probably won't be because he does use his ears and look at things. But he is, I would say, a good intermediate rider, and he is very usable in the shows. He does do 3 gaits. We were at a show prior to this. Was videoed on a Tuesday, and we were gone. And it was very rainy and kind of cold and nasty, and so the horses that are in the rescues, that are in the stalls, did not get out. And so by Tuesday, he was feeling really good. We decided to go ahead and video him anyway. We got this lead pretty good. You're going to see Erin's going to ask him to canter. There's a couple times she has to pick him up and remind him because he's being a little bit of a looky-loo and not paying attention. He will canter easier than this. And you're going to know, we did not canter the second way as he just couldn't keep his mind on his work there. He dropped out and Erin picked him right back up. We are going to be making another video after he hasn't stood for 3 days in the stall. We don't normally let that happen, but as everybody is, we're short-handed. If you're interested in this horse, contact Saddlebred Rescue, either on the website or our phone number, and you need to speak to Erin and ask about SBR Valentino.